it's Susan Hubbard, aka SHCosplay, and today I'm here with my first official From the Stash video. Now technically it's going to be my second one, since the Mighty Thor was built almost entirely by stuff I already had on hand. But that's what gave me the idea for this, is looking at my huge stash of fabric from failed projects, leftover projects, things that were just given to me by friends that I've built up over the last 20 or so years. So with that being said, today's choice is Captain Marvel's suit from the end credits of Ms. Marvel. I liked it for a variety of reasons. One, it was very streamlined, simplified. I liked the short sleeves. And I pretty much have every other Captain Marvel suit, so why not add one more? So that being said, today's stash is actually from a failed project, and ironically, that failed project was the Captain Marvel Endgame suit. I was going to make a spandex version to go along with my blue one that I made and that I was very happy with. I kind of hem and hawed on the detailing on the legs. You see those blue swirls, and at the time I couldn't really see how they went along the side and the back, so I was really dragging my feet on it. And then, thanks to SHCosplay, I won a suit of my choice. So I picked the Endgame suit, and all that material got relegated to my closet in a bag, just waiting to see if maybe someday I would work up to making it, and I didn't. So let's start over with what I already had on hand. So the pattern. This is Simplicity 8286. This, I don't know if it's changed because I haven't looked seriously, but at the time it was the only pattern I could find that had a front zipper. And if you've been in a costume for more than an hour, you will understand why that is very important. Because I like being able to go to the bathroom without requiring assistance. I'm going to give you a little pro tip when it comes to patterns, because this is the second one I bought. I try to buy a new one for any detail work. I can lay out any detail work I have to do. Joann's runs sales frequently, but in their ads, they're in really, really tiny print, kind of like this. So be sure to read all the little parts of it and catch which ones are on sale. Sometimes all of them will be on sale, sometimes only certain brands, and only on certain days. The materials I had are, we're going to start with the red. I bought this on clearance, and I have like 4 yards of this, and I've used maybe not even a quarter yard because I've just only used it for detail work, and I've continued to use it for just detail work in this suit. It's a two-way stretch. Oh, no, this is a four-way stretch, and it was just on a really deep clearance, and it looked kind of shiny and superhero-ish, so I went with it. This piece is actually a mess up that I did from the first suit I did with this pattern back in 2019. So yeah, I made it a little too small. Had to go make another one. The second material I already had on hand was this blue. This one is the two-way stretch, so it doesn't have a whole lot of give in one direction, but a lot in this one. So I kind of had to pick and choose how I wanted it to kind of look. I lucked out, and I technically did have enough for all of it, but I'll get to that in a moment. Other things I had on hand were obviously my star that I put on. I could put on anywhere. I had gold trim from when I put it on the first costume. One of my newish best friends, Heat and Bond, does wonders when it's hard to get into places to sew. I also, and I'll show you a little bit of the finished costume because I don't have the other pieces, is I had this iron-on blue trim, which is, again, great because it, if it's a hard place to sew or you're concerned about it staying straight because, it's a little piece, you can just iron it right on. So I was very grateful to have that. On hand, since I already had the Endgame suit, I have gloves, belt, and boots. So I was able to complete this look. I should say I didn't need that much more to complete this look. I ended up finding this beautiful gold trim on Amazon that was perfect for the V's. So I went ahead and bought that. Then while I was at Joann's looking for another project for my husband, I came across this beautiful blue hex that is not the same, but definitely gives the same vibe as the one in her new costume. So it was also on clearance. You may notice the theme. It's on clearance or on Amazon. I do my best not to pay full price for something unless it's something I really, 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 really need, and it's the only time and place I can get it. And a bit of the finished result, hold it up a little bit better so you can see it, is the suit. Got the short sleeves. I know in the picture that it's more of a velvet on the shoulders, but again, the whole point was to try to keep the costs low and, you know, as close to zero as possible. It's kind of a game for me. So I went ahead and used that blue hex instead of the velvet just to give it that texture and depth on the costume. But I'm really liking how it turned out in the front panels. And I'm just overall really, really happy that I knocked it out in a very short amount of time and with very little spent. And I will show you my final result. Calculator. Ta-da! And with that being said, on to the final result. To the end. Hooray! And this is where I'm inserting the obligatory like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't mind, leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next video. Or you'll see me. You know what I mean.